Bloomberg reported that Apple's going to start mass production on their budget iPhone next month. That's this February, with a release date as early as March. I talked about this on an earlier episode of TNT Joe-Fi when it was still kind of a rumor, but now that it looks like we're going to get into production here, again, this budget iPhone is going to be an iPhone 8, the exterior of an iPhone 8, plastic though with the internals of an iPhone 11, which if you ask me is a great idea at a budget price. So take the iPhone 8 with a 4.7-inch display, Touch ID, make it plastic, slap some fancy colors to go with it, but add the latest and greatest A13 chipset from Apple, and then include the main shooter that you can find in the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, and then price it at $400, and you're gonna have a worthy contender to the Pixel 4a. Now reports are pretty sure that they're gonna use the A13 chipset in this budget iPhone, but the question's still up in the air about whether or not they're gonna use the camera from the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro. If they don't use that camera and they're just gonna use the A13 chipset, I think the Pixel 4a is still gonna be the better deal here. But if they did add all that, the A13, the main camera from the iPhone 11, price it at $400, maybe $450 tops, total competitor to the Pixel 4a, totally worthy of the price. You see, there are still a lot of people who want a smaller form factor for a phone, me included. And then you're also gonna get Touch ID, which is still a very popular option for people, AKA a fingerprint reader, upgraded internals. Yes, I know you're gonna have outdated bezels, but I don't think they're gonna change that at all. They already have that design. I don't think they're gonna spend money when they already have something that works, or at least Apple knows that it's gonna work because they know people are gonna shell the money out for it. And then my guess is it won't have wireless charging. It probably won't have a headphone jack. I don't know, part of me is thinking, will it? Because that's what a lot of mid-range phones are doing, but this is Apple, and they have AirPods to sell. I really don't think they're gonna add that on there. And then what are they gonna name it? Because the two big guesses right now is they'll either call it the iPhone 9 or the iPhone SE 2. Now, if you call it the iPhone 9 and it has the same specs as the iPhone 11, I feel like that's gonna be really, really confusing because the iPhone 10 has worse specs than what the iPhone 9 would have then. And then if you call it an iPhone SE 2, that kind of doesn't really go with the same lineage of a smaller display, because 4.7-inch and then the iPhone SE is a 4-inch display. I don't know, maybe iPhone SE 2 is probably the better bet, but maybe Apple is just better off completely naming it something else. To what? I don't know. That's for them to decide. And then what happens to the iPhone 8? Because the iPhone 8 you can still buy today. That sells for $449. If Apple's planning to sell this budget phone for $399, they're gonna either need to drop the price of the iPhone 8 because now performance-wise, spec-wise, it won't be on par with this budget iPhone, or they're just gonna need to drop that phone altogether. I mean, if they do drop the price, maybe $350? I don't know, I wouldn't pay $350 for the iPhone 8 if I could get this budget smartphone that has the newest, chipset and camera for $399. I don't know, maybe $300. Maybe they're just better off dropping it altogether. But if you want my opinion, again, use the iPhone 8 exterior. Go ahead and make it plastic. I don't really care about that. Just as long as you throw the A13 chipset in, put in the main camera from the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pro, price it at $399, and I'm sold.